Okay, so I'm going to move on to the SCC. SCC stands for SoMeDocs coaching cohort, and it is for open to any network level members of SoMeDocs. The goal of it is to increase visibility for coaches and consultants and to help them get in front of new clientele that they can potentially get hired by. And the way that we do that is the following. What I noted as the venture founder and the entrepreneur behind all of this is that we are now hosting conferences monthly, and they're all virtual. They're really easy to get to, and they're all extremely affordable. To come in used to be for free. Now it's $50, goes up to 100 max. But really, it's a no-brainer for so much talent. We really build it in a curated fashion, and there's experts that are brought together. So I knew that we were getting together every month on different topics with different speakers and different experts. So I also knew that we were attracting different audience members, right? The audience that's coming for the writers conference is completely different than the one that's coming for the menopause conference, and the ones that's coming for the healthcare's kitchen conference, than the ones coming for the obesity medicine or private practice or AI and healthcare conferences, right? So because each audience is constantly different, I felt like that presented cohorts that were with different people in it and different interests and people that just weren't aware of the different coaches and consultants that are in SoMeDocs. So I thought, wouldn't it be amazing if I could pair up our coaches and consultants with people that are coming to these conferences to learn, right? A lot of the public is not aware of the fact that there's coaching and consulting being done outside of the exam room and would love to hear that. And so what I decided to do is to give them an opportunity to try it out, to learn what it's about, and to kind of meet those coaches and consultants and try them out for a little bit and see if it works for them. How we do this is that we take the conference and we add a networking event in it, right? So let's say the Leadership for Women in Healthcare conference, at the end of it, we will add on a networking session, right? Let's say we take an hour Zoom and we invite all of the speakers and the workshop facilitators and the attendees and everyone there. We invite them to click in for a final networking event where everyone gets to present themselves for a timed session. So let's say everybody gets a minute, they get brought to the front, they present themselves. That's very important right nowadays, to pitch yourself very quickly. And then they watch everyone else presenting themselves, and we facilitate collaborations that way. Additionally, I, as the facilitator, am going to explain that there are SCC faculty amongst us, which means that there are SoMeDocs coaching cohort faculty present, and they're going to be available once the networking pitches end and we break off into breakout rooms. Each of those SCC faculty gets their own breakout room, and all of our attendees get to hop into the rooms and get a little taste, a little sample of who they are, what they get to offer, right? So I'll take an example because Dr. Susan Baumgartel just joined our SEC faculty for the Leadership for Healthcare, Women in Healthcare conference. She specifically is opening up a service for physicians that want to learn about patient advocacy, how to become a patient advocate as a physician. She's going to use our event to meet clients, right, of the physicians that join. So she's not only going to be there for that networking hour and going to be, introduced by me as the SEC faculty, but she's going to have her own breakout room where the attendees can hop into afterwards to just kind of meet with her and just understand, what is it about? What do you do? And maybe talk to her and see if you click and you connect. So she'll be able to do that. And in return, what she does is She's part of the faculty. She is a network member, which we very much appreciate, but she also comes into the networking space of the conference and she helps to facilitate conversations. And that helps her get visibility and helps her to make more connections so that more people are aware of her services, and actually want to meet with her when we go into the networking session at the end of the conference. Okay. So to share very quickly what that looks like on the landing page, and please write down your questions in the chat box as I'm showing you. This is the section that I've added to this particular conference. It's a brand new perk for our network members, so I think that people are still getting used to this. But as more of our members decide that they want to be a part of this conference, they can get added on here. And it just shows that she's SCC faculty and that she's helping to lead conversations. So that helps her with, first of all, with SEO. It also allows anybody that lands on our page and wants to learn a bit more about her to click in. They will be taken to her profile where they can not only learn about her and see all the lectures she's given us and her podcast, but they'll also be able to read all of the articles that she's published in our magazine, etc. Okay. So that's what that is. And we also just added another person to the February conference, the Resident Resilience Conference. And so just to show you, when I scroll down, the SCC is right here. So again, as we add more people in, they will be added in here. So that's it in a nutshell, the SCC. I am happy to answer any questions that you have about the SCC. Again, it's a network member perk. So Donna, love it. Can't wait for this January leadership conference. Amazing. Just a wonder for next month for our February conference. I need my glasses. I gotten old. For next month for our February conference, be it for residents and the Facebook platform, given the younger segments are less likely to use the Facebook arena. Additionally, the networking session for the residents and coaching mentorship SEC faculty sounds amazing. Thank you for all you do. You're welcome. Good point. You know, it's so interesting. I found out through the grapevine and through my kids that Facebook, I guess, isn't cool. But at the end of the day, most of the younger generation still has a Facebook account. And what I suggest to anybody that doesn't is that they can open a Facebook account with any email address. So even if they just need to open a temporary email address and then a Facebook account, that's fine. It doesn't even have to have their real name. We check that they're actually either a speaker or an attendee, a legit, by comparing the email that they provide us to get into the Facebook group with the email that they purchased their ticket from. 2 questions regarding SCC. Perfect. How long is the breakout session to meet with attendees? Also, you mentioned the SCC faculty will facilitate conversation. Is that in the Facebook group? Thanks. Yes. SCC faculty facilitates conversation in the networking space all of the days that the conference is going on live. So, and again, everything's evolving. Maybe you'll need to do other things in the future, but right now that's what you need to do. Anybody that's a network member that decides to join the SCC is committing to a minimum of 4 conferences per year that they're SEC faculty of. To me, that's a great perk, and I would do it more than 4 times a year, but it's based on availability and your interest and how well it goes. And yes, you facilitate conversation in the Facebook group, so it's very straightforward and it's very easy to do. Most people that are coaches and consultants already know how to do that because part of what we do regularly is ask questions and get people thinking out of the box, etc. And the breakout session, I need to figure out time for. The idea is to give people just a little taste of what you do. And so when we're done, the Zoom networking session works in that everybody pitches themselves in 1-minute sessions. So I bring up to the front of the Zoom up one person at a time, and each person gets 60 seconds. When we're done going through everyone, let's say it's 45 minutes later, we then do the breakout sessions. We could do it where everybody gets like 5 minutes in each room so that everybody can get kind of a sample with, let's say with Cindy, but then move on to the next coach or consultant for another 5 minutes. It depends how many coaches we have. So again, I kind of evolve and play this by ear. But my vision is that we get a nice number of coaches going and that they not only help facilitate the conference and make it more beautifully run, but then also are present in that breakout room after. By the way, they also get to pitch themselves in the networking. So it's a win-win for them. I mean, they're there, they get to be mentioned as the faculty, they get to be on the landing page, they get to be in the Facebook group, but they then also get their own breakout room, and attendees can cycle through and kind of try out Cindy for 5 minutes, Susan for 5 minutes, this person for 5 minutes, etc. Thanks for this. Is the commitment for SCC members to participate in the network session for 4 conferences, or do they also have to give a lecture? No. The SCC faculty does not have to give a lecture. And that's the point of why this works and why it's so beautiful, right? That you actually don't need to be a speaker. You can just be a network member and know that you're a coach or a consultant and know that you just want to make more connections for your biz. And you say, hey, I'm SCC faculty. I'm going to help run this, but I am not a speaker. I'm just going to help run it, get that designation, show up. I can imagine that at the writers conference, we're going to have a lot of people that are going to want to connect with coaches or consultants, because a lot of people are interested in writing and may not know that coaching's a thing or consulting is a thing. And so you don't have to be a speaker. Absolutely not. You are SCC faculty. In the future, can an SCC member be a speaker? Oh, absolutely. You could do both. So like, I talked to someone from the Leadership for Women in Healthcare conference that is a coach, that I told her about SCC, and I said, you may want to consider that. So she can be a speaker. She can come to the networking event. She can help facilitate anyway, because she's a speaker, but she can then but she also happens to be a SoMeDocs network member. So she can also come to the networking event and be part of SCC faculty and get that option to meet with people that want to experience her. Yes, you could be both an SCC member and a speaker at a conference. Absolutely. And they're 2 separate things, because if you speak, then you're delivering a lecture with a slideshow, etc. If you're an SCC member, you're not delivering a talk. You're just helping make conference goers feel at ease and at home, and you're facilitating conversation, but you're also there at the networking session to give a little bit of a flavor as to who you are as a coach and consultant, and hopefully make some connections. Okay. Any other questions before we wrap this up? How do we sign up for SCC via the member portal? Okay, good question. I'm going to share my screen to show you. But just so you know, if you're a network member, any member for that matter, everything can be done through your member hub. And if it can't, reach out and tell me, because I will fix it, right? Remember, I'm the person who built this and continually makes it better. So these are the buttons for all the profile members and the beyond a network levels. You have access to these as well. These are all the buttons for the beyond level and above. So it's for all of you network members as well. And then right here are the network perks, right? Network level and up. There's no up. Network levels where it ends. So join the SoMeDocs coaching cohort right here. By the way, there's a new perk that I haven't even announced, but I'll announce it later. I don't want to confuse everyone. So join the SoMeDocs coaching cohort. Let's say you click into that. Great. Let's read more about it, more info. You don't need more info because you know about it. But if you did, there you go. Sign up. Great. Join the SoMeDocs coaching cohort. Are you a network member? Yes. Your email, fine. And then list a minimum of 4 conferences you'll take part in. You will be added to the landing page as an SCC participant. So you just join the cohort by clicking this. That sends me an alert that says, hey, I just requested to be in the SCC, and then we add you in. If you specialize in areas that conferences are featuring, can you be an expert as an SCC faculty? I guess what I mean, can you choose some of the conferences that you lead as an SCC member? I'm trying to understand that question. So if you can explain it more, that would be great. So if there's a menopause conference and you're a menopause expert, you could be a speaker at the conference, or you could be on a panel at the conference and be an expert in that perspective, but also be an SCC member, which is different because the goal of SCC membership is to meet attendees and explain what you do on a more one-on-one basis and give them a little like one-on-one experience that they wouldn't otherwise get. Don't forget that in 2 days on Wednesday, I'm going to be delivering a lecture called something like Why Taglines Matter. I don't remember the exact professional title I called it. It is a slideshow. It's the VIP workshop for our leadership for women in healthcare. So if you're a speaker, you'll get to see it anyway if you want through that 6-month access. But if you're a network member, you can come and watch it being delivered live. And so you can ask me questions there, which is always fun. And don't forget, if you're a network level members, you also get to come to any of our conferences while they're happening live. It's free for you. So that's also one of the perks. So with that, I'm going to close, and I appreciate everybody not only being here, but being a part of SoMeDocs, no matter how you're a part of SoMeDocs, and for supporting the venture along the way. And have a good night.